getting the big Albert Schweitzer Award.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Well, it's one thing to be honored for your talent, and it's truly another thing to be honored for your heart.
Although she was a well-known actress in Hollywood during the 1980s and 1990s, Kim Basinger has led a life that is just as dramatic as any of the roles she has played on screen. Her journey has been nothing short of extraordinary, as she went from being an actress who won an Academy Award to a star who went bankrupt. Her career, on the other hand, was plagued by difficulties, such as a lawsuit regarding the movie boxing Helena, which was a contributing factor in her decision to file for bankruptcy. On the other hand, what happened to the actress who appeared to have everything and then suddenly lost everything? We invite you to join us as we unravel the fascinating story of Kim Basinger's fall from grace and find out where her life has taken her in the years since her financial downfall, humble beginnings, and the rise to stardom. Kim Basinger's journey began in the picturesque town of Athens, Georgia, where she was born on a chilly December day in 1953. Her journey began at the beginning of her journey to stardom. When Kim was growing up, she was the middle child of 5 siblings, and her home was always filled with the sounds of music and the allure of the entertainment industry. The melodies of big band tunes filled their home. Her father, Donald, was a man who had courageously stormed the beaches of Normandy during World War II. He was the one who filled their home with music. While this was going on, her mother, Ann Lee, who had previously worked as an actress and model, spent her time telling the family stories about her time spent swimming alongside the legendary Esther Williams. Young Kim was not even close to being the self-assured starlet that she would eventually become, despite the fact that the setting appeared to be glamorous. In her younger years, she was plagued by crippling shyness, which caused her to shake with fear whenever she even considered the possibility of speaking up in class. This struggle with self-confidence would become a recurrent theme throughout her life, influencing her experiences and decisions in ways that she would not have anticipated. As Kim entered her teenage years, she discovered that the graceful world of ballet provided her with both solace and an outlet for her expression. She spent more than a decade putting her whole being into perfecting her arabesques and pirouettes, and she used dance as a means of communication when words were unable to convey her thoughts. The ballet stage was where the first glimpses of the future star began to emerge. It was there that the future star took shape. The natural beauty of Kim caught the attention of the organizers of the local pageant, which would prove to be a fortunate turn of events that would foreshadow her future career. She took a chance and entered the Athens Junior Miss Contest when she was 17 years old, and she ended up winning the competition. This taste of the spotlight ignited a fire within her, indicating that there were opportunities beyond the confines of her small town in Georgia. Towards the end of her time in high school, Kim discovered that she was at a fork in the road. Ford Modeling Agency, a prestigious modeling agency, came knocking on the door, offering a ticket to the glittering world of New York fashion design. Despite this, she was unable to resist the allure of education and her aspirations of becoming a singer and an actress. With the intention of taking a different course of action, she decided to enroll at the University of Georgia. The allure of the big city and the promise of a career in modeling, on the other hand, proved to be too strong to resist. Soon after, Kim found herself leaving the tranquility of campus life behind in favor of the frenetic activity of New York City. At the time, she had no idea that this choice would put her on a winding path that would eventually lead her to stardom in Hollywood and beyond. This path would be filled with triumphs, challenges, and unexpected turns. Basinger found herself at a crossroads as the 1980s began. She was poised between the world of modeling, which was familiar to her, and the world of acting, which was alluring but uncertain regarding her future. In 1981, she made the courageous choice to pose for Playboy, which would have the unintended consequence of paving the way for her most significant breakthrough attempt. The publication of her photographs by the renowned magazine in 1983 coincided perfectly with Basinger's first appearance in the film Never Say Never Again, in which she played the role of a Bond girl. The publicity that she received as a result of her Playboy spread and her performance as the seductive Domino Pitachi opposite Sean Connery was like a perfect storm. All of a sudden, Kim Basinger was no longer merely a face displayed in advertisements or a guest star on television shows. In addition to being a name that everyone was talking about, she had become a genuine sex symbol. As a result of this newly discovered attention, Doors that had previously been closed to her were opened. Not only did directors recognize Basinger's stunning good looks, but they also recognized her potential as a serious actress. This led to a new perspective on Basinger. During the middle of the 1980s, she took on a number of roles that demonstrated her versatility and depth of character. Basinger demonstrated that she was capable of holding her own alongside established stars and the ability to carry films on her own merits by appearing in films such as the sports drama The Natural and the steamy thriller 9½ Weeks. Her performance as Vicky Vale in Tim Burton's Batman 1989, on the other hand, was the catalyst that propelled Basinger into the upper echelons of Hollywood stardom. Basinger's portrayal of the courageous photojournalist who was caught in a web of superhero drama struck a chord with audiences all over the world. The film was a cultural phenomenon. The fact that she was able to stand out in a movie that was dominated by characters that were larger than life, and the fact that she had chemistry with Michael Keaton confirmed her position as a leading lady. Basinger's career continued to develop more and more throughout the decade of the 1990s. She resisted being pigeonholed as merely a beautiful face by taking on roles that were more difficult and complex than she had previously played. Her performance in Los Angeles was a tour de force, which was the culmination of her dedication to her craft. 1997, not to be disclosed. Basinger absolutely enthralled both the critics and the audience with her portrayal of Lynn Bracken, a prostitute who possessed a golden heart and bore a striking resemblance to Veronica Lake. It is a testament to her years of dedication and artistic development that she was awarded the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her performance in the role. As Basinger navigated the treacherous waters of fame during this period of worldwide acclaim, she did so with a combination of grace and vulnerability. She had been plagued by anxiety and self-doubt ever since she was a child, and her struggles with these issues did not magically disappear when she achieved success. Instead, they served as a source of inspiration for her performances, providing her characters with a sense of depth and relatability that struck a chord with viewers all over the world. As Basinger entered her 50s, she never stopped pushing herself to new limits and surprising herself and her audience. She demonstrated that talent and dedication are timeless qualities, whether she was playing the role of Eminem's troubled mother in the film 8 Mile or a kidnap victim in the film Cellular. It was her willingness to take on roles that defied expectations that allowed her to remain relevant in a field that was frequently preoccupied with young people. She went from being a timid young girl in Georgia to becoming an actress who won an Academy Award, and she has left an indelible mark on popular culture. As Kim Basinger's star began to rise in Hollywood, rumors began to spread about her challenging behavior on set. These rumors began to circulate through the industry grapevine. As a result of these rumors, the production of The Marrying Man in the early 1990s became the focal point of attention. It painted a picture of an actress whose demands and eccentricities had reached legendary proportions. The rumors that circulated on the set revealed that Basinger had some peculiar routines, one of which was that she insisted on washing her hair with only the highest quality Evian water. On the surface, this may appear to be a trivial indulgence. However, it has become emblematic of what some people consider to be excessive star treatment. It was said that the actress had a strong aversion to sunlight, which added another layer of mystery to her persona. There were rumors going around about a dedicated umbrella holder whose sole responsibility was to protect Basinger from the intense rays of the sun in California. As the production progressed, time management emerged as a contentious issue. There were reports that suggested Basinger's arrivals on set were sometimes unpredictable, which resulted in some delays in the production schedule. As a result of her approach to her appearance, she was sometimes required to take more frequent breaks in order to touch up her hair and makeup, according to reports. The accounts of Basinger's influence on the creative process were perhaps the most striking features of the presentation. There was a widespread belief that she exerted a considerable amount of control over the production process, including decisions regarding the number of takes and personnel. At the beginning of the shoot, the original director of photography was replaced, which only served to fuel speculation about the extent of her influence from that point on. A growing perception of Basinger as a difficult actress was contributed to by these stories, regardless of whether they were exaggerated or based on something that was true. Nevertheless, it is essential to take into account the circumstances of the time. In the 1990s, Powerful male actors routinely made demands that were comparable to, or even more outrageous than those of their female counterparts, but they were not subjected to the same level of scrutiny or criticism. Despite the fact that Basinger herself resisted these portrayals, she suggested that her actions were misunderstood and that she was merely fighting for the quality of the film in an industry that frequently undervalued the contributions that women made. She argued that female stars were held to different standards than their male counterparts when it came to asserting themselves on set, and she pointed to systemic issues that existed within the Hollywood industry. There was an additional layer of controversy added to the situation by the tension that existed between Basinger and the renowned playwright Neil Simon during the production. The conflict between them regarding the humor in the script brought to light the delicate balance that must be maintained between respecting established talent and pursuing one's own artistic vision. As these tales spread throughout the world, they started to take on a life of their own, casting a shadow over Basinger's undeniable talent and presence on screen. A simplistic label that failed to capture the complexities of creative collaboration and the pressures of stardom, the narrative of the difficult actress became a prevalent label in the entertainment industry. With the benefit of hindsight, this particular period in Basinger's career can be viewed as a case study that illustrates how the gender dynamics of Hollywood, the narratives of the media, and the high-stakes nature of filmmaking can all come together to form impressions that last long. Additionally, it raises questions regarding the cost of perfectionism in a sector where time is literally equivalent to money. Basinger's career continued to develop, and as it did, these stories became a part of her lore. They are a chapter in her Hollywood journey that speaks to the difficulties that women in the entertainment industry face when they dare to assert themselves and demand excellence. These are unfortunate events. Few people could have predicted the string of unfortunate events that would soon unfold, casting a shadow over Kim Basinger's professional and personal life. When Kim Basinger's career reached its pinnacle with her Academy Award win for LA Confidential, in 1997, few people could have predicted its subsequent unfolding. It is possible for Oscar's golden glow to be fleeting, and for Basinger, it appeared to fade away all too quickly as she was confronted with a series of challenges that put her level of resilience and determination to the test. In the wake of her success at the Academy Awards, Basinger set her sights on a project that was near and dear to her heart: the film adaptation of Cookie Gallman's memoir, I Dreamed of Africa. Basinger's range and depth as an actress appeared to be on the verge of being showcased by this passion project, which chronicled the true story of a woman's life-altering move to Kenya. She was taken to the breathtaking landscapes of Africa as part of the production, which was an experience that left her feeling profoundly moved. On the other hand, the release of the film in the year 2000 marked the beginning of a challenging period in her musical career. I Dreamed of Africa was not successful in resonating with audiences or critics alike, despite the fact that Basinger had an emotional investment in the film and that it featured stunning visuals captured on location. Not only was the film's lackluster performance at the box office a crushing blow to the creative side of things, but it was also a blow to the financial side. The lukewarm reception was especially distressing for an artist who had invested her entire being in the process of bringing this story to life. This project, which was supposed to be a triumphant follow-up to her Oscar win, instead turned out to be a cautionary tale about the unpredictable nature of success in Hollywood. A change in the roles that Basinger was offered occurred as the new millennium progressed, and she found herself struggling to adapt to this change. The entertainment industry, which had previously lauded her as a leading lady, appeared to be intent on portraying her primarily in roles that featured her as a mother and a wife. This transition, while a natural progression for many actresses, felt restrictive to Basinger, who yearned for the diverse and challenging roles that had defined her earlier career. Basinger's career seemed to be moving in the wrong direction. The pigeonholing of mature actresses into narrow archetypes is a well-documented issue in Hollywood, and Basinger found herself at the center of this frustrating paradigm. Basinger's career has gone from strength to strength. Basinger's personal life became a source of content for tabloid headlines, which added to the difficulties she faced in her professional life. In 2002, she went through a high-profile divorce from actor Alec Baldwin, which brought her personal struggles to the center of public attention. It was emotionally draining and financially costly for her to deal with the legal battles and custody disputes that followed, which further complicated her ability to concentrate on her career. During these turbulent years, Basinger also continued to struggle with anxiety, a condition that had been a problem for her ever since she was in her mid-20s. The difficulties she had in dealing with social situations were made worse by the pressures of fame and the scrutiny that came along with it. The red carpet events and industry gatherings that were supposed to be celebrations of her accomplishments turned out to be sources of intense stress for her instead. A complex dynamic was created as a result of this internal conflict between her passion for acting and her discomfort with the social aspects of the industry. This conflict influenced her career choices as well as her public appearances. Basinger's career and financial stability were in danger of being derailed as a result of a perfect storm that was created by the combination of personal turmoil, professional setbacks, and ongoing mental health challenges. After having reached the pinnacle of success in Hollywood, the actress found herself in a position where she was navigating uncertain waters on both a professional and personal level. In spite of this, Basinger's resiliency started to become apparent in the midst of these difficulties. She shifted her attention to causes that were near and dear to her heart, particularly the advocacy for animal rights. This change in priorities not only gave her a sense of purpose that extended beyond the entertainment industry, but it also enabled her to direct her efforts toward having a constructive effect on the world. Furthermore, Basinger's role as a mother to her daughter Ireland has become the primary focus of her life after she became a mother. Through the years, the relationship between Basinger and her mother became even stronger, providing her with a source of happiness and stability in the midst of the turmoil that she experienced in her professional and public life. As Basinger approached her later years, it was undeniable that the cumulative effect of these unfortunate occurrences had taken its toll on her. On the other hand, they were also responsible for redetermining her priorities and her outlook on life. In the past, the actress was able to command paychecks worth millions of dollars. However, she eventually found herself on a different path, one that prioritized personal development and meaningful connections over the transitory nature of fame and fortune. Kim Basinger's personal life has been as dramatic and turbulent as any Hollywood script, with her marriage to Alec Baldwin and subsequent divorce from him standing out as a particularly turbulent chapter. Her divorce from Baldwin has been a source of controversy. The two actors first met on the set of The Marrying Man in 1990, signaling the beginning of their relationship, which was reminiscent of a traditional Hollywood romance. After a whirlwind courtship that culminated in their marriage in 1993, the chemistry that existed between them was palpable, both on and off screen. This led to the end of their relationship. It appeared for a while that Basinger and Baldwin were the quintessential example of a power couple in the entertainment industry. They worked together in a professional capacity, making an appearance in the 1994 remake of The Getaway. They even contributed their voices to an episode of The Simpsons, which was a humorous attempt to poke fun at their prominence in the entertainment industry. Many people believed that the birth of their daughter, Ireland, in 1995 further strengthened their connection, resulting in the formation of what they considered to be the ideal family unit. In spite of the fact that they were making appearances on the red carpet and spending time together in front of the camera, their relationship was beginning to show signs of deterioration. As a result of the pressures of fame and the presence of two powerful personalities, a volatile mixture was created. At the turn of the millennium, a union that had appeared to be unbreakable in the past was beginning to fall apart. The announcement of their separation in the year 2000 caused shockwaves to travel throughout the entertainment industry and marked the beginning of what would become one of the most contentious divorces in the history of celebrity divorce. Following the conclusion of the proceedings in 2002, which were marked by bitter disagreements and public mudslinging, the proceedings would continue for years after the marriage had been legally terminated. In the aftermath of their divorce, the custody battle over their daughter Ireland was the primary source of contention between them. This struggle became a focal point for the attention of the media, with both Basinger and Baldwin airing their complaints in public regarding the contentious situation. It was when a voicemail that Baldwin had left for his daughter, who was 11 years old at the time, was leaked to the press that the situation reached its notorious climax. Baldwin's frustration and anger were clearly visible in it, which resulted in widespread criticism of his parenting style and further strained his relationship with Ireland as well as Basinger. Both parties encountered far-reaching repercussions as a result of the fallout from their divorce dispute. It was discovered that Basinger, who had already been characterized as difficult in certain Hollywood circles, was subjected to additional scrutiny. According to reports, the strain of the circumstance made her anxiety levels even higher, which was a condition that she had been struggling with ever since the beginning of her fame. Baldwin, for his part, expressed his feelings about fatherhood in a book titled A Promise to Ourselves, A Journey Through Fatherhood, which was released in the year 2008. His perspective on the custody battle and the divorce proceedings was detailed in it, and he painted a picture of a system that he believed was deeply flawed and biased against fathers. As the years went by, the raw feelings that were brought on by the divorce started to settle down. Basinger and Baldwin both moved on with their lives, attempting to establish new relationships and concentrating on their professional endeavors. Basinger entered into a long-term partnership with hairstylist Mitch Stone in the year 2014, whereas Baldwin married Helena Thomas in the year 2012 and went on to have a number of children. They had a relationship that was once fraught with tension, but the passage of time has helped to bring some peace to it. Through the course of the past few years, both parties have expressed their desire to arrive at a point of mutual respect and understanding, primarily for the sake of their daughter Ireland. This transformation from acrimonious rivals to amicable co-parents has been a protracted and difficult journey, peppered with both public blunders and private reconciliations. Despite the fact that her turbulent marriage to Alec Baldwin is the topic that is most frequently brought up when discussing her personal life, Basinger's journey through love and heartbreak began a long time before she met the successful actor. A wide variety of potential suitors were drawn to Basinger in the early stages of her career due to her attractiveness and charisma. It was reported that she was associated with a number of notable individuals, such as the football legend Joe Namath and the photographer Dale Rubinet. Even though they were short-lived, these early relationships provided a glimpse into the actress's magnetic appeal, which would later have a profound impact on Hollywood. In 1980, Basinger made her first foray into the world of marriage when she tied the knot with Ron Snyder Britton, a makeup artist. The couple first became acquainted with one another on the set of Hard Country, a drama set in Texas, where sparks flew amidst the dusty backdrop. Their marriage, which lasted for almost 10 years, was characterized by Basinger's struggle with agoraphobia, a condition that rendered her unable to leave the house for prolonged periods of time and put the strength of their relationship to the test. The dissolution of Basinger's first marriage in 1989 marked the beginning of a new phase in her romantic life, one that was characterized by a collection of intriguing liaisons and rumors of affairs. Perhaps most notably, rumors of a romantic relationship with the mysterious musician Prince were circulating throughout the entertainment industry in Hollywood. The connection between the two celebrities, which was established during the production of Batman, in which Prince made a contribution to the soundtrack, added an additional layer of mystique to Basinger's already captivating persona. Following the conclusion of her marriage, Basinger's romantic life found itself at the center of a great deal of speculation. There was a brief period of time when she was associated with John Peters, a hairdresser and producer, and their relationship blurred the lines between their personal and professional lives. In addition to adding fuel to the fires of the tabloids, the entertainment industry was buzzing with rumors of Basinger's romantic entanglements, including a reported dalliance with her co-star in No Mercy, Richard Gere. As the decade of the 1990s began, Basinger found herself at the center of a whirlwind romance with Alexio Gandara, a fashion designer. Basinger's attraction to creative spirits and her willingness to explore connections outside of the confines of Hollywood were both demonstrated by their relationship, despite the fact that it occurred for only a short period of time. It appeared that Basinger's approach to love was consistent with the versatility she displayed on screen over the course of these years, with the same fluidity that she displayed when transitioning from sultry femme fatales to complex dramatic roles. She moved between relationships with the same fluidity. It seemed as though each of her relationships revealed a different aspect of her personality. ranging from the stability she sought in her marriage to Snyder Britton to the passion and creativity that she embodied in her rumored affair with Prince. In spite of the fact that the public has an insatiable appetite for information regarding her romantic life, Basinger has been able to keep a sense of mystery surrounding her. The intense scrutiny that she was subjected to was not reflected in the grace with which she navigated the turbulent waters of celebrity relationships. The fact that she was able to maintain the confidentiality of certain aspects of her personal life, despite the fact that her fame reached new heights, was indicative of a profound yearning for authenticity in her human relationships. During the time that Basinger was entering her 40s, her romantic journey took yet another turn. The relationship between the actress and the hairstylist Mitch Stone, which has lasted for years and appears to provide her with a sense of stability and companionship that she had not experienced in previous relationships, was the one that she found herself drawn to. Both in terms of his professional life and his personal life, Basinger experienced a turning point in the early 1990s when he was sued and declared bankrupt, because of a single choice that set in motion a chain of occurrences that would ultimately result in her personal and financial demise. At the height of her fame, Basinger found herself at the center of a contentious film project. She had just finished a successful run with Batman, and she was on the verge of winning an Academy Award. It was the provocative thriller Boxing Helena that pushed the boundaries of conventional storytelling and drew the attention of the actress. The performance of Helena, a woman who is subjected to extreme physical alterations by an obsessive surgeon, was anticipated to be a challenging one and could potentially define the course of one's career. The fact that Basinger was interested in the project at first appeared to be consistent with her reputation for taking on roles that were both challenging and challenging. However, as the date of production drew closer, uncertainties started to surface. Basinger was hesitant to move forward with the project due to the explicit nature of the script and the inexperience of the young director Jennifer Lynch, who is the daughter of the well-known David Lynch. She made the decision to withdraw from the film just a few weeks before the cameras were scheduled to begin rolling, which would prove to be a decision that would prove to be fateful. Instead of being a minor incident in her professional life, it turned out to be a problem for her legal team. Mainline Pictures, the production company that was responsible for Boxing Helena, moved quickly to file a lawsuit against Basinger for breach of contract with the actor. The verbal agreement that Basinger had made to star in the film was the fundamental point of contention between them. Although this was a common practice in Hollywood, it was soon going to be scrutinized in a way that had never been seen before. Consequently, the legal battle that ensued captivated the entertainment industry as well as other sectors. The nature of verbal agreements in Hollywood, as well as the power dynamics between actors and production companies, were brought into question as a result of this. During the course of the proceedings that took place in a courtroom in Los Angeles, it became abundantly clear that the stakes were significantly higher than anyone had anticipated. Basinger was ordered to pay significant damages after the jury returned a verdict that found her to be liable for breach of contract. Even for a celebrity of Basinger's caliber, the staggering amount of nearly $9 million that was awarded in the initial judgment was extraordinary. The repercussions on the corporation's finances were immediate and severe. When Basinger was confronted with significant financial challenges, he filed for protection under Chapter 11 of the United States Code. This legal maneuver, which is more commonly associated with failing businesses than with Hollywood stars, brought to light the precarious situation in which Basinger found herself. The decision to file for bankruptcy was more than just a matter of financial preference. It was a public admission of vulnerability from a woman who had previously appeared to be untouchable. While Basinger continues to be involved in the fight for animal rights and makes contributions to a number of organizations, she also takes pleasure in a more tranquil life in Hawaii with her longtime partner. There are times when she makes an appearance to show her support for her daughter, Ireland Baldwin. Despite the difficulties she has faced in the past, Basinger has discovered a life away from Hollywood that is filled with peace, purpose, and fulfillment. She has embraced a life that is centered on creativity, relationships, and charitable giving. Throughout her journey, she has experienced transformation, resiliency, and reinvention. What are your thoughts on the transformation that Kim Basinger has undergone? Is there a famous person whose fall from grace and subsequent revitalization has served as a source of inspiration for you in particular? In the comments section below, we would be delighted to hear your thoughts. Please remember to subscribe to our channel so that you can discover additional fascinating stories. When we meet again, we will see you.